Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on 3 movies with women in danger. The first one is Samson, about a couple who gets kidnapped. Then there's Last Known Location, a thriller movie. And finally, Persona. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 16, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So you got this couple, they're in a diner, they're breaking up. She wants to break up, he wants to keep it together. And then for some reason, these 2 guys kidnap them. And that's about all that's in this trailer. They kidnap them. The waitress doesn't seem to give an F. I think at some point they escape because they leave a gun in the trunk. But of course the woman takes over. Oh yeah, the woman takes command. That's what would happen, gentlemen. Don't worry, if you're ever kidnapped with a woman, she'll save you. You just sit there. You just sit there and wait. I'm sure she'll take the lead, and she kicks a dude and comes out with a gun, and she saves the day. And her bumbling boyfriend's like, honey, give me the gun. Oh, no, don't give it to her. Don't give it to him. Yeah, he'll never save anybody. He's just a man. What the hell is this movie? It's trying to be funny. It's trying so hard to be funny, like Pulp Fiction funny. So you got the 2 kidnappers talking about egg rolls. Oh, I like these Chinese taquito rolls. Okay. Did you think this was funny when you were saying it in Chili's or something? I don't get it, but sure. If you got to make a funny movie, it better make me laugh. I don't think this is necessarily supposed to be a comedy, but it's kind of angling that way. But it's already too girl bossy for me. I mean, you're going to have this guy and this girl kidnapped, and the girl takes the lead. The girl takes the lead, takes the gun. Have you met women? Have you met women? You know why women live a long time? When there's a noise in the house, we have to go investigate it. Yeah, not them. Honey, here's the bat. Good luck. What are you talking about? Yeah, I know there's some women out there. They're super tough. They'd get right up. Maybe they live alone. Maybe they live with a girlfriend or whatever. Sure, they have to get up. But if there's a man in the room, I'm pretty sure he's the one that's gonna have to go down the stairs first with the baseball bat. So, it would help if I knew why they were being kidnapped, but I'll take a stab at it. First act, this couple's breaking up. One or both of them is targeted for kidnapping. I can't really tell from the trailer. Since they take both of them, I'm going to lean towards the guy, because I think if it was just the woman, they might just leave the guy behind. I'm not sure. But they kidnap both of them. They take him out to a remote area. Not sure if they're planning on killing him. They might. And then they open the trunk, and then now the woman does a kick and comes out with a gun. I mean, it's ridiculous. Even in the trailer. And then, they take command. But then I think later, somehow, maybe they get away, and then later the kidnappers come back for some reason. Maybe they owe the kidnappers money, or their boss money. It's supposed to be a hilarious send-up, I think. But it would be nice to know at least the detail of why they're being kidnapped. Like, do they owe money to the mob? Has it been a wacky misunderstanding? What's the deal? Don't really get that. In the end, no one is hurt or killed. I guess the end. I don't know. I don't know why it's called Samson. Let's see if we can figure out from this. No, we can't, because it's not even on here. So this movie is so small, it's not even popping up on the IMDb. I mean, it doesn't look... Written by David Harry Yoon and Ruth Dew, directed by Ruth Dew. Yeah, you got to put some reasons in here. Ruth, you're going to cut a trailer. Why are these people being kidnapped? That's the most crucial aspect of the film. Like, either it was a misunderstanding or they're being kidnapped for a very specific reason. Now, if it's a misunderstanding, that's wacky. You can make it work. After they identify who they actually are, then it gets problematic. But if they owe the mob money, that makes them more interesting characters. We should know that. We should know why they owe them money. Probably the guy does. Maybe that's why she's breaking up with him. But we don't know. So, trailer fail, I would say. Next up is Last Known Location. It's a thriller movie. Woman being kidnapped movie. It's out on a jog. And it's various women who get kidnapped. I kind of I don't find these movies entertaining. They're kind of women in danger, chained up in a basement. So horrible. Who wants to see this? How is this entertainment? So it's about the women sort of banding together to fight some psychopath who's kidnapped them. Sounds awful. Directed by Danny and written by Danny Donnelly. Oh no, directed and edited by, written by Amy Teresa. I mean, it just sounds like a horror movie. Women screaming. I don't want to see women chained up. I really kind of don't. You know? I know it happens on occasion. I'm not saying you can't make a movie like this, but how is it entertaining? I guess it's cathartic at the end when the murderer gets what's coming to him, or the kidnapper gets what's coming to him. But for 90 minutes to 2 hours, it's just a long slog of let me go. I don't want to see that. But I don't find it interesting. I'm not going to learn anything about the psychotic maniac who did this. Maybe I learn about the women a little bit, but I feel bad for them, and any of their flaws I'm going to overlook because they're in a really bad situation. You know what I mean? Like, if one of them turns out to be, I don't know, racist, I'm not going to be like, all right, I hope she dies. Like, there's a bigger story. I mean, she's in a bad situation. Might have just lost her cool there for a minute, and yeah, maybe she holds some terrible views, but she doesn't deserve. Nobody deserves this. Not even a racist. So, first act, there's a bunch of nice women going about their lives. This horrible dude kidnaps them, chains them into a basement. Second act, they wake up in a basement. Oh my God, this is horrible. There's lots of screaming, attempted escapes. Third act, they escape. The end. Wouldn't say it. Persona. It's kind of the same movie, except it's looks to be two women trapped in a house and they're all injured. It's basically the same movie. It's just different women, slightly different circumstances, and they're injured. And there's yet again another crazy guy out there doing horrible things. I don't know why they call it Persona. That doesn't seem to be a good name for it. Last Known Location's a better name, I'll say that. So it's also very dark and a little bit more grungy. See this guy with his camo and stuff, but don't worry, they overpower him and kill him, I assume. Again, cathartic, kind of, but just... And she's wearing a t-shirt that says Hex the something. Like a witch thing. Persona. Written by Blythe Kemp, directed by Mike Ho. Did they get women to write these movies just because it'll be like, oh, that'll be okay then. Nobody will see it as exploitive if women write it. So yeah, another movie. I just don't want to see these movies. Hex the something. What the hell's on his shirt? Again, it could have been a different movie, something more psychological. Like, for instance, if it was just a guy who has a breakdown over a breakup and kidnaps his own ex-girlfriend and her friends maybe, then at least they would have a personal connection and his psychosis would be slightly more interesting, and then you could play with that dynamic somewhat, giving him some sympathetic features. Not that he would be a sympathetic character overall, but that it wasn't completely black and white, but then in the end he gets what's coming to him. This just seems straight up crazy person. I mean, it's no different than, say, a slasher movie, except it's just all women in danger, and yet they're somehow empowered. So I wouldn't see this. A woman wakes up locked in a house, injured with no memory. She's terrified and a little relieved to find women bound in the other room. These two strangers must work together to figure out what's really going on before the door's unlocked. And again, that's a cheat too. I don't remember anything. Don't do that. It's a cheap cheat. Don't do the amnesia thing. I would strongly suggest. All right. So again, first act kidnap, second act screams, third act they overcome them and win. All right. So would I go see any? Was there a write up on this? Yeah. Last known location: 3 women from different walks of life are mysteriously taken. Detectives struggle to find a connection as the women seemingly vanished into thin air. Over time, the women form an unlikely bond that becomes a key to their survival. Not so unlikely, they're all kidnapped, but okay. All right, so on the bottom of this, I guess I got to put Persona, because that's a terrible name for this movie. It just doesn't work for me. It looks no better or worse than Last Known Location, but Last Known Location has a better name. I would put that second. That's the only thing that distinguishes it from me. And at the top, I would put Samson, only because at least it's kind of trying to be a comedy. Even though the trailer's terrible. Think they needed to work on this. Maybe they rushed it out too soon. You need to tell us why things are happening in a trailer. Give us a sense. Okay, there's a kidnapping. Great. Why? Give us a hint as to why. You can't give the store away, but why? Who hired them? That's a clue. A statement from one of the kidnappers like, your dad hates your boyfriend and that's why we did this, kind of thing. So 3 movies, probably wouldn't see any of them. That's it for me, Tony D. And Little Joan. Check us out on the black site, the green site, and the orange site for more videos. We have 2 other videos you don't see on YouTube. A little too spicy. I will be at the 13th Child Brewery Saturday from 11 to 2 for their Harvest Festival. And then on Sunday, I'll be in Tom's River for the Jersey Shore Comic Book Convention from 10 to 4. Then 7 o'clock is the live stream. Hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.